Hello and welcome to another Tai-Chi Talks. My name is Kane Yitzer for Inner Court Tai-Chi. And the subject for today is how does someone who's never done Tai-Chi before, who's interested in Tai-Chi, would like to do Tai-Chi, but doesn't know how to find a qualified teacher, or you can find a teacher, but you don't know whether or not they're qualified. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. And with Tai-Chi, it can be tricky finding a good teacher because it's not obvious who's a good teacher, who's not, just by looking at them do Tai Chi. For example, if you wanted to learn, say, how to play the saxophone, and you went and listened to the prospective teacher play saxophone, you'd be able to tell whether or not this person can basically play saxophone. It's not the same case with Tai Chi. Tai Chi is very easily faked. You could go on YouTube, learn a form on YouTube, learn some keywords, talk about Chi, and talk about esoteric stuff and get away with being a Tai Chi teacher. It's not that difficult, and I've seen it a lot. So what I want to do is give you some ways to, you can kind of, judge whether or not a teacher is qualified or not. Now, one thing you can do is go to the website, or if you could, just talk to the teacher directly and ask them this. Tell me about the system you use, Tai Chi system. Right? Tell me what parts of the system, because Tai Chi, what parts of the system do you teach? Because Tai Chi is a system. It's not just a slow-moving exercise. It is a system. Yes, there is the form, which is the slow-moving exercise, but that is just a piece of a bigger system. There are strengthening exercises. There can be Qigong exercises. There can be two-person exercises. There's weapons. There can be a lot of things that's involved with a system. Systems can get very intricate and deep and leveled, all right? So ask the teacher, tell me about your system. Tell me about the family your system comes from. Tell me about the lineage. Tell me about your teacher and your teacher's teacher. These are things that you want to ask, and if they don't know who their teacher's teacher was, that can be an issue. If they don't know especially if they don't know the name of the form that they're doing. And I've seen this before. I've asked teachers, what form do you do? They say, I don't know. I don't know. And they really can't go into specifics about it. These are big red flags. All right. Not only should they know that, they should know the names of each of the movements in the form, regardless of how many movements there are. They should be able to do the applications of each movement, the martial applications, even if they're teaching Tai Chi for health. You still need to at least know the application of the movements, because that's directly linked to how the health aspects of Tai Chi work if you're looking to get into Tai Chi for health. And it gets even more difficult when you're looking to do Tai Chi for a martial art. That requires even more qualifications. So that right there is the big one about the system. Ask the teacher about the system. They should be able to go into depth about the system they've learned. Also, try to ascertain from the teacher, prospective teacher, how many hours of practice, not how many years they've been doing it, not how many hours of teaching they've been doing it, not how many hours of class have they taken, how many hours of actual practice by themselves have they put into their art. Because Tai Chi, just like any other discipline, learning a musical instrument, learning a language, learning how to be a chef, it takes a lot of time and dedication. So if you get someone who basically just learns something and then is teaching it, that is a big no-no. That's a huge no-no. Tai Chi is it's a discipline, okay? And a lot of people don't treat it like that. A lot of people will have one discipline that they might be very good in, like yoga or karate or something else, and they see Tai Chi and they say, oh, people want to do Tai Chi, I'll learn the form and just teach them the form. It takes just the same amount of time to become very good at Tai Chi as it did their original discipline. All right, so this goes back to Tai Chi not just being this form, not just being some sort of follow-along exercise. So these are some of the things you need to be aware of when looking for a good Tai Chi teacher. Okay, so that's some of the big stuff you want to look for. Just, sit down, talk to the teacher, ask them about their system, see how in depth they can go, ascertain how long they've practiced, these kind of things. Basically what you want to look for is whether or not they're teaching the system and it's not just this kind of follow-along exercise where they talk about moving their chi and they start talking a lot of esoteric kind of stuff, okay? So, I hope that helps you if you are someone who's looking to get into Tai Chi, help you find someone who's qualified. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. If you have any suggestions about something you'd like me to talk about as far as Tai Chi, leave that in the comment section. Please like the video, and if you're practicing Tai Chi or anything, keep practicing, keep breathing, keep moving. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.